Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. I'm here with an update on what we're going to be doing in reading the next couple weeks going forward. So, Mr. Barr and I had been talking, and we figure we want to keep things going as they would go if we were in school like normal. So, what we're going to do is continue to read The Skin I'm In. It was the book that we started reading before, we had to go and do remote learning and all of this. And so I know it's been a month or so since we've read it. I want to give you a couple reminders about what's happened in the book so I can catch you up a little bit. And then also, I'll show you how we're going to go ahead to read the book online. I have a text that everyone can see and listen to the audiobook. So you've got a couple different ways to kind of read the book. There will also be some questions to answer at the end of each day's chapters. So, the first thing I think I should do is just catch you up on the book a little bit. So if you can think back, we've got Malika. Malika is the main character in the book. She's got a mom who works, I think, downtown. She works late. She doesn't make a lot of money. And her dad is not in the book. Her dad's not around. He had passed away. Malika kind of falls in with this bully at school, Charlize. And they kind of team up because Malika does Charlize's homework in exchange for Charlize protecting Malika. Malika is teased for her skin color. She's darker than the other girls. And she just kind of wants to fit in. And Charlize kind of helps her out with that, even though Charlize is really not the best influence. She's a bully and she picks on other kids. So hopefully that catches us up a little bit. Oh yeah, right. I guess in the chapter we're going to read today, she's about to get a punishment, Malika is. And she gets punished because she was in a fight at school. Malika got kind of accidentally into this fight because someone claimed that she was kissing another girl's boyfriend, right? This drama stuff, So she's accused of kissing another girl's boyfriend, gets pulled into this fight, and she gets in a fight at school. So we kind of leave off with her getting pulled away from the fight, talking to the principal, and we're going to see what happens after that in just a minute. Right now, though, I want to show you just how to get to the reading, how to see what I'm talking about here. So, all right. On your computer here, you've got your weekly learning plan. And, sorry for the shaky camera, you'll see we're going to read The Skin I'm In, chapters 7 through 9, reading and questions, links to the material are on Google Classroom and below. So here you've got a link to the audiobook. If you click that, it has all the chapters read out loud to you. This is a link to the text. So this will be what you can read from. And if you scroll down, we're going to start at chapter 7, because that's where we left off. They've got links to all the different chapters. So we can click there. And I'm at chapter 7. Awesome. And then the last thing you'll need is the questions. After each day of reading, there will be some questions in a Google form. This one is the one for the reading for today, chapters 7 through 9. But you can go there to answer the questions when you're done. So, for example, today we're going to read chapter 7. This is the audiobook site. I'm going to click chapter 7.
Chapter 7. No television, telephone, or hanging out with friends.
And you see it starts reading. I'm going to play it for just a second and kind of show you how I would read both at the same time. I'm going to follow along in the text and listen to the audio.
For 3 weeks, all because of that fight. And that ain't even the worst part. The principal, Miss Saunders, and Mama got their heads together and came up with a way to punish me good. They say it ain't punishment.
So I would go ahead and listen to the audiobook while reading along with the text on the screen. You can just, scroll down, read as the audiobook moves ahead. If you ever get stuck, just go over here to this and you can hit play or pause if you need to pause it to do something. So that's what you'll do there, and then you've got questions at the end. Just as a couple points for the questions for today. So things that I kind of want to remind you of as we're going to be reading. First is the idea of a static character versus a dynamic character. A static character stays the same for an entire book. You're thinking of someone who's just never changing for the people around them. They always stay the same. They don't really change or learn too much. They're just kind of the same throughout the book. A dynamic character, on the other hand, is someone who changes a lot throughout a book. Maybe they start off as mean to someone and then become nice. I'm kind of thinking of Lou in Ghost. Lou started off being mean to Ghost or Castle, the main character, and then by the end they're on the same team, and Lou is kind of protective and friendly with Ghost. One way I always remember this is that a static character stays the same. Static stays. A dynamic character will change throughout a story. A couple other words I want you to remember. A characterization. You just did this on the book project that you did. Characterization just means to describe someone. What kind of a person are they? A character, think of your character traits. Character could be excited or funny or loyal. So when you characterize someone, when you do a characterization, you're thinking of a character trait, some evidence that shows what they're doing that proves they are that trait. If they're funny, then they would tell a joke. And an explanation of what does this text evidence show? For instance, I could say someone we probably all have heard of, LeBron James. If I were to characterize LeBron James, I would say he is athletic. Evidence of this is that he's won MVPs, he has won championships. My analysis of that, so how would I explain why the evidence matches up with the trait? Well, his MVPs prove that he was the most valuable player in the whole of the NBA for a season. He was one of the best players and he stood out. So all of that together would create a characterization of LeBron James. Just something to keep in mind as we're reading, because at the end of today's reading, you're going to need to characterize Malika. You want to think about what's she like, what's she good at, what do people kind of know her for, and you're also going to think about what does she want to be like. Because Malika's not really happy with who she is she? So think about this in the chapters we read today. What's Malika like? What does she want to be like? And you can also think about those other characters in the book. So her mother, what is her mother like? And also what's Charlize like? And you'll kind of see that brought out in the way that Charlize and Malika interact with each other and what Malika does in these chapters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start reading. And I'm going to leave you there. All right, talk to you later.
It sure feels that way. They found me a job.